If I were to die as a refugee, and the situation in Tibet remained as it is, then logically, my reincarnation would take place in a free country. His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama. In this simple yet extraordinary statement, the Dalai Lama didn't just speak of death. He spoke of freedom, responsibility, and the continuity of purpose. It was not merely a prediction of his next life, but a message to all of us that the work of compassion must transcend borders, nations, and even lifetimes. Today, we journey through this teaching to understand what it means to live beyond boundaries, to die without fear, and to be reborn, not as a body, but as a continuation of love. In 1959, Tenzin Gyatso, the young 14th Dalai Lama, fled Tibet. He crossed the snow-covered Himalayas on foot, leaving behind his monastery, his throne, and his homeland. He became a refugee, but not a victim. In exile, he rebuilt not just temples, but a nation's soul. He once said, "Exile is not suffering. It is a classroom where compassion is tested." Every morning in Dharamshala, he rises before the sun and meditates on one question: how can I serve all beings today? And perhaps that is what rebirth truly means. To wake up each morning as if given another chance to begin again. When the Dalai Lama speaks of reincarnation, he does not mean a mystical escape. He means continuity of purpose. He once explained, "The main purpose of reincarnation is to continue the work that was begun in one's previous life." To be reborn, then, is not about where you are born, but why you are born. A free country in this context is not just a physical place. It is the state of a liberated mind. Freedom is the soil where compassion can take root again. To be reborn in a free country is to awaken in a mind free from hatred, from prejudice, from attachment. And so the question for us becomes, can we in this very lifetime be reborn, not after death, but now, through understanding and awareness? We live in a world divided by maps, but suffering knows no borders. When the Dalai Lama speaks of freedom, he speaks of a freedom that cannot be taken by any government, the freedom of the mind that refuses to hate. He once said, "I am a citizen of the world. My religion is kindness." In his teaching, the refugee is not someone without a home, but someone who has realized that home cannot be limited to one country. Home is wherever compassion lives. The Dalai Lama's life reminds us, even when one is exiled from a land, one must never exile compassion from the heart. If reincarnation is not escape, then it is a vow to return again and again until every being is free from suffering. This is known in Mahayana Buddhism as the Bodhisattva vow, the promise to continue helping others even beyond death. The Dalai Lama embodies that vow. He once said, "As long as space endures, and as long as sentient beings remain, may I too remain to dispel the miseries of the world." To take rebirth consciously means to live each day as if it were a continuation of something ancient and sacred. It is not waiting for another life. It is continuing this one with the awareness that your actions will echo beyond your body and time. What is a free country? Perhaps it's not found on a map, but in the hearts of those who understand truth. When asked once if he missed Tibet, the Dalai Lama smiled and said, "Wherever I am, if my heart is calm, I am home." That is freedom, to carry peace wherever you go, to be at home everywhere, because your true home is the awakened mind. Freedom is not merely political independence. It is spiritual independence, the refusal to let hatred control the heart. He teaches that freedom is found in forgiveness, in patience, in compassion that cannot be exiled. The Dalai Lama has often said that his next reincarnation might not even be Tibetan, perhaps not even Buddhist. If the purpose of rebirth is to continue service to humanity, then form and identity are secondary. Imagine a world where the next Dalai Lama is born not into a monastery, but into a small village, a child of no nation, whose only identity is love. That is the true revolution of spirit. To let compassion transcend even the lineage of religion. In this vision, freedom is not a political idea. It's the destiny of the awakened heart. And so perhaps the Dalai Lama's message is not about his next life, but about ours. Each of us has the power to be reborn into freedom, not after we die, but right now. In every moment, we choose compassion over anger, forgiveness over pride, understanding over fear. The main purpose of reincarnation, he said, is to continue the work begun in our previous life. So as long as there is suffering in this world, our work continues. And maybe that is what it truly means, to be reborn in a free country.